Hey, my name is Brittany Bryden. Thank you so much for stopping by my YouTube channel. Today's class is going to be a short but sweet one for the hips. You don't need any props for this class. You just need your mat and you're good to go. So we're going to start off on our backs. And as you come onto your backs, you're just going to bring your knees in towards your chest. So set the hands below the knees and just start to rock side to side. You're going to continue with the rocking, but you're going to turn this into happy baby. So you're going to take the soles of the feet up towards the ceiling. Hands grab hold of the outer edges of the feet. Elbows fall to the inside of the knees. And you're still rocking side to side. Now leave your left leg in the shape that it's in as you set your right foot down onto the floor. So both hands are either going to grab your left foot, ankle, or behind the calf. Now as you bend that left knee, I want you to feel like you're trying to get the left knee to the floor and then straighten the left leg up towards the ceiling. So you're going to bend the knee again, open up the hip, and then straighten the leg. So one more time, bend the knee. Send the leg up. Walk the legs up as high as you can up the leg. Hold the leg in place and just start to do some circles for the ankle. Point, flex the foot, move your toes. And then flex your left foot and place your foot on top of the right thigh for a figure four. So you can stay exactly where you are, or your right foot can come off the ground, and you're going to interlace your hands either behind the right hamstring or around the shin. Keeping the low back on the floor to start to bring that right thigh in towards your chest. Just close your eyes and relax around your jaw, the neck. And then release the interlace around the right leg. You're going to cross your left thigh over top of the right thigh and keep your knees in towards your chest. So now your hands are going to come to your shins, your ankles, or the outsides of your feet. Either way, you're going to start to lift your feet up towards the ceiling. But once your feet go up, keep your knees in towards the chest and press your low back into the floor. Oof, there it is. Finding that stretch in the outer line of the hips. And then unwind the legs and come into that happy baby shape again. Rock side to side. And then the right leg staying in the shape that it's in as you set your left foot down onto the floor. So both hands to the right leg, ankle, or behind the calf. You're going to bend the knee, open up the hip, and then straighten the leg. Keep going. And next time you straighten the leg, hold the leg there as you add some movement through the foot. And then flex the right foot, place the right foot on top of the left thigh, interlacing the hands behind the left hamstring or the shin. And then as you release the interlace, you're crossing your right thigh over top of the left thigh. Hands to the shins, ankles, or feet. Just start to lift the feet up towards the ceiling. Keep the knees in towards the chest, and then low back on the floor. Unwind the legs, set both feet down on the mat, hip distance apart. Take your arms out into a T shape and just let your knees rock side to side. Next time your knees fall over to the left, you can stay in the shape that they land in, or you can place your left foot on top of the right thigh and intend that right knee down towards the floor, getting a bit of a stretch to the front of that right hip. And then you're going to change sides. So take your knees over to the right And you're either staying there or you're placing your right foot on top of the left thigh. And then come back to center. Both knees hug in towards your chest. Lift your chest towards your thighs. You're going to rock up and down. So start off small, then get a little bit bigger. When you're ready, cross the legs, come onto the hands and knees in table. Bring your left knee more towards center, and you're going to take your right leg straight back and tuck your toes under. So from here, you're going to drive all your weight back into the right heel, stretching at the calf. Bring your shoulders over top of the wrists, and you're going to lift the right leg up. So make sure the toes are facing the ground, ribs are drawn in. So activate your core to support the spine. Now I want you to envision like you have a yoga block or something that's resting on your sacrum. So don't let it fall as you do this next part. Isolate the movement from your hip. So bring your right heel in towards the glute, and you're going to keep squeezing the heel of the glute. Now doing some hip circles. So you're going to bring your knee into center. Take your knee directly to the side. And then send the knee back so your thigh comes parallel to the floor, ribs in. Again, bring your knee in, even weight in the hands, take it out to the side, and then send the knee back. One more in that direction, bring your knee in, take it to the side, and then send it back, and then go the opposite way now. So take your knee out to the right, bring your knee in, send it back and up. Knee to the right, down, and up. One more time. And then you're going to step your right foot to the outside of your right hand. Tuck your left toes under, pick up your left knee, and then just wiggle the toes back a bit, keeping the left knee off the floor. So you're just going to rock your hips forwards, backwards, maybe some circles. And then setting your left knee down on the ground. Now you can either come on the fingertips, you can come into a fist, or you can take your hands and rest them on top of the right thigh. But in your low lunge, actively push your right foot down to the ground like you're lowering the pelvis, but then lift the chest up. And then you're going to shift your hips back as you walk your hands in towards you. Flex the right foot and pull the right toes back to the face. And then walk your hands forwards, bend into the front leg, lower the pelvis down to the ground. And hips go back, straighten the right leg and pull the right toes to the face. One more time, bend into the front leg. And then shift the hips back. This time as you bend into the front leg, tuck your left toes under, pick up your left knee, easy twist, your right arm's going up towards the ceiling. Then set your right hand down to the inside of the right foot. You're going to walk over to the left side. So you're going to wide-legged forward fold and your feet are parallel to the short ends of the mat. Now coming into a skater lunge, so you're going to bend into the left knee, actively press the left knee open without rolling in the arch of your right foot. And then shift over to the other side. So bend in the right knee, press the right knee open. And you're just going to go side to side on your own. Next time you bend into the right leg, pivot to face the front. Set your hands down and step back, downward dog. So as you ground the hands into the floor, bend one knee, straighten the other leg, and just walk the legs out. And then lower the knees down to the ground. Let's come to the other side. So right knee is more towards center. Take your left leg straight back, your toes are on the ground to start, and then drive all your weight back into that left heel. Bring your shoulders over top of the wrists. Crown of the head reaching forwards, lift the left leg up. Draw your ribs in, envision that prop is there on the low back, don't let it drop. Left heel squeezes in towards your glute, and then start to do some circles. So knee to center, take it to the side, send your knee back. Again for 2. And then one more. Notice if you're really trying to shift. And then go to the other side. So keep that even weight through the hands, rib cage in. And doing one more round. And step your left foot to the outside of the left hand. Tuck your right toes under, pick up your right knee. Wiggle the toes back a bit, and then just come forwards and backwards into the hip. Bring that right knee back to the floor. You're on your fingertips, fists, or you're resting your hands on top of that left thigh. Lower the pelvis down, chest lifts. Hips go back, pull the left toes back towards your face. And then bend into the front leg. And hips go back. One more time. Hips shift back. And then lunge, pick up your back knee, easy twist. So it's your left arm going up towards the ceiling. Set the hand down on the inside of the foot. You're walking over to the right. Feet parallel to the short ends of the mat. Bend into the right leg, skater lunges. So this time as you go side to side, you can keep the hands on the floor, or maybe you take your hands off the ground. Next time you lunge into your left leg, set the hands down, pivot to face the front, but this time push off your back foot and step to the top of the mat. Bend your knees and slowly roll yourself up to stand. Once you come to the top, reach both arms up, hinging from your hips, and fold forwards into your legs. Fingertips come to the shins, lift up halfway, lift the crown of the head forwards. And then set the hands down, step back, downward dog. Shoulders come over top of the wrist, so it's up to you whether you want to keep your knees up so you're in a plank or set the knees down like you're in a leaning table. But like you're doing a push-up, you're going to bend the elbows and with control lower yourself all the way to the ground. Tops of feet press into the floor, elbows hug in. Bring the chest forwards and up for baby cobra without pushing your chin forwards. And then lower down. So you're going to tuck your toes under, press yourself back up, table or plank, and come into downward dog. We're going to do 2 more rounds of that. So you're going to lift the heels up, look forwards, bend your knees, hop or step, come to the top of the mat. Bend your knees, roll yourself up. Both arms reach up, hinge from the hips, and fold into the legs. Take a halfway lift. Hands down, you're stepping back. Downward dog. Shoulders come over top of the wrist, plank or table. And then lower yourself down to the floor. Taps the feet on the mat. Baby cobra. Use your glutes as the chest comes forwards and up. And then lower down. Toes tuck under, table or plank. Downward dog. Heels lift, look forwards, bend your knees. Hop or step, top of the mat. Roll yourself up to stand. And then last time, reach up, fold forwards. Halfway lift, hands to the floor, downward dog. Coming forwards in a plank or table. Lower yourself to the ground. Tops feet press on the mat, baby cobra. And then lower. So this time, tuck your toes under, keep the knees on the floor, just press up into table. And you're going to swing your legs to either side as you come down onto your bums. You're going to take your left leg forwards and place your right foot on top of the left thigh for that figure 4 shape. So your hands are coming behind you. Now bend your left knee and set the left foot on the ground. You can bring yourself as close to that left heel as you'd like. So the closer you get, the more you'll probably feel in the outer line of the hip. Turn your fingers to face the back of the mat. Lift your sternum up towards the ceiling. And just add a little bit of a rock side to side. Now back yourself up, straighten your left leg, and set your right foot on the ground to the outside of your left leg. Right hand's coming on the floor behind you. Wrap your left arm around the right leg. Reach the crown of the head up, sit up tall. And then add that twist and look back over top of the right shoulder. come to center and we're going to switch sides. So take your right leg forwards and place your left foot on top of the right thigh. Bend your right knee, set the foot down, hands on the floor. Turn your fingers to face the back of the mat. Bring yourself as close to that right heel as you'd like. Sternum lifts. And add a little bit of a rock. Back yourself away from that right heel, straighten the right leg. Ground your left foot to the outside of the right leg. Left hand behind you, right arm's wrapping around the left leg, crown of the head lifts up, and then look back. And then come to center, make your way down onto your backs. Reclined butterfly, so bring your feet together on the ground, let your knees fall open. If you have a couple blocks, you can slide blocks underneath your legs here. You can slide pillows underneath the legs, or you can just leave it. Take one hand to your heart and one hand to your belly and just close the eyes. So feel yourself soften into the shape. Connecting to how your breath is moving. Staying here for as long as you need. Thank you so much for practicing with me, and I hope to see you again. Always be humble and be kind. Namaste.